You're listening to I Love Old Time Radio with your host, Virtual Vinny. Welcome to our debut month of I Love Old Time Radio. Welcome, old time radio fans. I'm your host, Virtual Vinny. We'd like to encourage you to take the time to rate us on whichever platform you use to listen. Please give us a rating and leave a comment. Whenever you take the time to do that, it helps this podcast get noticed. Sharing the podcast on Facebook and Twitter also helps get the podcast out to more people. I Love Old Time Radio produces a new show every Monday through Friday, each day with a different theme. We have game shows on Friday, and that game show is You Bet Your Life. We're only missing 2 episodes between last week. This is episode number 12, originally aired January 14th, 1948.
Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody mentions the word hat, H-A-T, hat, at any moment during the next half hour, he wins $250 in cash immediately.
Really?
You bet your life. Elgin American, creators of America's most beautiful compacts, smartest cigarette cases, finest dresser sets, present Groucho Marx in the new comedy quiz series, You Bet Your Life. Produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here's that sterling Elgin American, the one, the only...
That's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again, loaded with lucre. And tonight, one of our couples will have a chance at $3,000 in cash. I wonder which one it will be. George Fenneman? Who's first in the better's box?
Well, we have 3 couples in the waiting room off stage, and here comes the first one, selected by our studio audience just before we went on the air. A woman driver and a bus driver. Mrs. Mary Coward and Mr. Roger Dow meet Groucho Marx.
A woman driver and a bus driver, eh? Well, here's your victim, pedestrian Marx. You say the secret word, you can knock me over for $250. It's a common word that covers a lot of subjects. Mrs. Cowherd, did you say?
Yes.
Cowherd, huh? Now, what do you think it is, Mrs. I'll just call you Mrs. Cow, huh?
Yes, that'll do quite nice.
Short, huh? What do you think the secret word is?
Well, I'd say yes.
Well, yes is not the word. What do you think it is, Mr. Dow?
I'll settle for shirt.
You'll settle for whose shirt, huh? That's not the word either. Well, maybe you'll say it while we're talking. The instant you say it, I'll hand you $250. Mr. Dow, how long have you been driving a bus?
I've been driving for 4 years now.
Mm-hmm. You must have come all the way from downtown Los Angeles. Mrs. Cowherd, where are you from?
England.
You're really a bundle from Britain, then, huh?
Well, I was. I met my husband there in the First World War.
Uh-huh.
I gave him a little red apple and my address, but I didn't intend it for him. I intended it to the man in the next railway carriage.
I see. Was it a crab apple?
It was.
What does your husband do?
Well, he's night steward at the Beachcomber nightclub. Or not nightclub, it's a restaurant. You know the Beachcombers?
Yeah.
Well,
I used to be one, huh?
You know where they serve the vodka.
Well, has he still got the apple?
Yeah, well, we did have it in the bottom of a trunk, yes.
Uh-huh. And I suppose during those long winter evenings you play William Tell, huh?
No, we don't. He's never home winter evenings.
He was never home, huh?
No, he's always out evenings.
Oh, he's out on the beach,
He's only home one night a week, that's Sunday.
Well, tell me, Mr. Dow, we've been neglecting you here. What do you think of women drivers? And remember, you're on the air.
Well, while women are driving, I have no objection to them. It's that long pause in front of the delicatessen. It's the stop in front of the church to see what hat Mrs. Schmaltz has on this morning.
You know, last week... Wait a minute. That's a secret word. You just won yourself $250 by saying hat. So you see, you win $250 in cash from Elgin American Compacts. Congratulations, and here's your $250. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it, huh?
That's a hard one to answer, but I believe it'll start a bank account for my daughter.
Well, that's a wonderful way to... Mrs. Cowherd, what do you do in the motor stalls? I don't mean the driver, I mean the motor.
Well, I usually get out and flag the first man I see.
And in the meantime, my bus sits behind her stalled car.
Yes. And her husband is at the beachcomber with an apple on his head. You hear a lot of criticism about women drivers, but I'd like to see a man make a left turn and pull his girdle down at the same time. Of course, I'd rather see a woman do it, but well, let's see if a woman driver and a bus driver can get together without scraping fenders. You're going to play You Bet Your Life, and in just 1 minute, you're going to have a chance to earn $3,000 in cash. But first, George Fenneman is going to ask a personal question of every lady listening.
Have you looked at your compact lately? Well, just think how many times a day and evening other people see it. Every time you touch up your makeup. That's pretty often, isn't it? A bright new Elgin American compact will tell those people that your taste in this all-important fashion accessory is perfect. However, if your compact is an old-timer, scratched and shoddy looking, you spoil a good impression every time that telltale compact comes out of hiding. You'd better discard it, but fast. The new Elgin American set off that frequent pause for powdering with the very smartest designs and with an exclusive finish that really stays on longer. And listen, Elgin American compacts cost as little as $2.95 or as much more as you're accustomed to paying. So look at your compact tonight and lose no time getting the one that does the most for your smartness. An exquisite new Elgin American compact.
All right, now let's play your life bet your life for $3,000. If you earn more than our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $3,000 question. George, tell them the rules of the game.
All right, each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $3,000 question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they won't know what goes on until it's their turn to play.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected questions about places where important sporting events are held. Your first question pays even money. Bet 10, make 10. Mr. Dow, how much of your $20 will it be?
Mary, should we split that and keep the $10 reserve? We'll wager $10.
Okay. Where are the National Air Races held every year?
Mary, can you answer that? Do you think they're in Boston? I don't. I think we better settle for Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio is right.
It certainly is, Groucho, and they now have $30.
All right, you now got $30. Your second question also pays even money. Mrs. Cowherd, how much of your $30 are you going to bet? 10? All right, here it is. What is the name of the racetrack where the Kentucky Derby is held?
Oh, it's in Louisville at Churchill Downs.
Churchill Downs is right.
Groucho, they now have $40.
Third question pays 2 to 1. Bet 10, make 20. Mr. Dow, how much will you bet?
How much do I have in reserve, Groucho?
You have $40. How much will you bet?
We'll bet 20.
$20? All right. Tell me, what is the big race held every year in Akron, Ohio?
Mary, what happens in Akron, Ohio every year?
What is the big race held every year in Akron, Ohio?
Oh, an auto race in Akron? I haven't heard of one, but I can't think of any other.
Take a guess. Come on.
No guess.
I'm sorry. The answer is the National Soapbox Derby.
And they now have $20, Groucho.
You now have $20. Your last question pays 3 to 1. Bet 10, make 30. It's your last chance to beat the other couples. Mr. Dow, what do you say?
Mary, I want your
Mary?
choice. Should we hold it in reserve or shoot the works?
What are you going to do? Shoot the works?
Take your choice.
No, you.
Okay, we'll bet half of our amount.
All right, you're betting $10, huh?
That's it.
Where will the Olympic Games be held this year?
London.
London, England is right.
And Groucho, they wind up with a grand total of $50.
You have $50. You said you won $50, and here it is. And on top of that, you get $250 for saying the secret word, and it's all yours. Congratulations from Elgin American Compact.
Well, lucky Mr. Dow said the secret word, Groucho. It was hat. Maybe the next couple will say it, too, and get $250 instantly. You see, they've been off stage in a waiting room and don't know what's happened up to now. So, boys, bring them in. We invited several Undertakers to the show tonight, and here comes the one the audience selected just before we went on the air, along with his partner, a young lady from our audience. Miss June Davis and mortician P.J. Brisset meet Groucho Marx.
Well, first of all, I'm going to give you a chance at the secret word. It's a common word that covers a lot of subjects. What do you guess? Take a chance. Paint? No, I'm sorry. Well, maybe you'll say it before we're through talking and get $250 immediately. Miss Davis, what does your father do for a living?
He has a furniture store back east.
Uh-huh. Well, how come that a pretty girl like you isn't married?
You ask the fellas, don't ask me.
Well, I will. Where are the fellas? I'd be glad to ask them, huh? Have you got them with you?
Came with one.
You came with one? Well, where is he? Let him stand up and answer that question. Where is he? Stand up. Why isn't this girl married? Well, we have some lovely gifts for you from Elgin American Compacts.
Yes, Miss Davis, here's an Elgin American Compact with a satin silver finish. And, Mr. Brisset, we'd like you to have this handsome satin silver Elgin American cigarette case.
Miss Davis, just before we went on the air, we were looking in our studio audience for women who have had narrow escapes. I haven't heard your story yet. What happened?
When I was a little girl, only 10 years old, I was down in Florida with my folks. We went to an alligator farm on the Seminole Indian village. This fellow was turning these alligators over and rubbing their stomachs, trying to make them go to sleep, which was the show.
Well, wait a minute. Don't tell me he rubbed yours, huh?
Certainly not.
Oh, no.
This is what he did. When I slid off on the side into the alligator pit, the fellow that was turning these alligators over saw me, and he came over and he picked me up and threw me out. But what had happened, there was a great big alligator down there right practically next to where I had slid in that was sleeping in the mud, and he was all brown, and I didn't see him, and I didn't realize my danger till afterwards. And, well, I guess I really didn't have anything to cry about because, well, I fell in the mud and got my socks all soaked up, and I had a cute little hat with a pink ribbon on it.
Wait a minute. Rocco, you said the secret word, hat. You said it. You just said the secret word. You just won yourself $250 by saying hat. David, here is $250 for you. Congratulations, and here's your $250. What are you going to do with it? Buy an alligator, I suppose, huh?
I guess I owe it to him.
So long, huh? What are you going to do with all that money? Now you can get married, huh? I bet you that fella's attitude will change on you. Well, where were we? You can still win that $3,000, you know. Well, tell me, Planter. You don't mind if I call you Planter, huh? Tell me, how is business, Mr. Brisset?
Oh, quiet.
It's quiet, huh? Well, I suppose you don't have any steady customers, huh? How long have you been in the undertaking business, huh?
About 18 years.
18 years, huh? Well, would you mind telling me, how do you dig up old customers? How do you get new business?
Through personal friendships and some advertising.
Now, wait a minute. Personal friendships? You mean that people like you so well that they throw business your way by dying? Well, do you advertise, you say?
Yes, some.
Well, what do you advertise, in life? I suppose if you went on the air, you'd have a theme song, you know, kind of a jingle. I can't get 'em up. I can't get 'em up. Well, I'm in a position to throw a lot of business your way. I just bought a hot rod. Speaking of hot rods, I'd like to take some business away from Mr. Brisset here. And there's one way we can all help. Drive more carefully and be considerate. And we'll all live a lot longer. Now, let's see how well you two can work together as a team. Miss Alligator Davis, and you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a Chance at the $3,000 question. Miss Davis, what would you do with your hair?
Huh? Maybe I could go to college or get married, really.
And Mr. Brisset, what would you do with your $1,500 if you won it?
Well, if I won the $1,500, I would give all of it to the Shrine Crippled Children's Hospital of Unit 17. That is to be built here in Los Angeles as soon as $1.5 million is raised as break ground.
Well, I don't know any more wonderful spot that the money could go, and I'm quietly rooting for you, too, Mr. Brazil. You have to run your $20 in the more than the other couples, however. I'm sorry I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but George Fenneman is off stage to remind our listeners.
The housewife and the bus driver ended up with $50, so the Undertaker and his partner must earn more than $50.
Now, let's see how high you can build your $20. Here we go. You bet your life. You pick questions on famous dogs in fiction. The first question pays even money. Bet 10, make 10. Mr. Brazil, how much of your $20 will it be?
About 5.
5. Quiet, let him alone. Don't fool around with this fella, huh? All right, here it is. What is the name of Clifford McBride's famous cartoon dog? It's in the papers every morning. Clifford McBride's famous
Napoleon.
Napoleon is right.
Groucho, they now have $25.
The second question also pays even money. Bet 10, make 10. 10. Mr. Brazil, how much of your $25 will you bet?
$10?
All right. All right. What is the name of the famous dog featured in a Sherlock Holmes story of the same name? Famous story, Sherlock Holmes. I'm sorry, the answer is the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Oh.
They now have $15, Groucho.
All right, you now got $15. Your third question pays 2 to 1. Bet 10, make 20. Miss Davis, how much will you bet? Speak right up into the mic.
5.
5? All right. All right, what was the name of the dog featured in Jack London's story, The Call of the Wild?
The name of the dog.
The name of the dog featured in Jack London's story, Call of the Wild. Take a stab at it, even if you don't know it, guess. You might hit it. I'm sorry, the answer is Buck.
And they now have $10, Groucho.
Now, $10. Here it comes, the question that counts. Your last chance to beat the other couple. Question pays 3 to 1. Bet 10, make 30. Mr. Brazil, how much do you bet?
$5.
$5? All right, Miss Davis. What is the name of the famous dog immortalized by Albert Payson Terhune? Take a guess. Come on, Miss Davis.
Blackie.
Blackie?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I only get one guess.
Yes. I'm sorry, the answer is Lad. L-A-D, Lad.
And they wind up with a grand total of $5, Groucho.
Well, I'm sorry, you wound up with only $5 in the betting, but you said the secret word and got $250 in cash. And Mr. Brazil, we think your cause is so worthy. Here's $100 for the Shriners Crippled Children's Hospital Fund from Elgin American Compacts. Our last couple will play You Bet Your Life in just 1 minute, and then we'll know who gets a chance at the $3,000 question. But first, George Fenneman is going to bring the ladies up to date on the latest fashion.
Every woman knows she must have at least 3 bags and 3 pairs of shoes for the changes her clothes require. Today, the rule of 3 applies to compacts. Fashion says every woman needs 3. 1 compact for streetwear, 1 for dressier daytimes, and 1 for evening. Elgin American compacts are specially designed for these 3 changes of clothes. And only Elgin American offers so many styles at prices for every budget. In fact, you can buy your Elgin American compact threesome for as little as $9.95. So don't let a compact for streetwear spoil the effect you make in your evening clothes or afternoon best. Don't mar your street look with an elaborate compact. Be careful to match your compact with the mood of your apparel. Get your 3 new Elgin American compacts, the sooner the better, at any leading department store, specialty shop, or jewelry store. Whether you select costume colors, silver finish, jeweler's bronze, or sterling silver, your compacts will always do glamorous things for you, because you have the wardrobe of 3 every woman needs. 3 exquisite new Elgin American compacts. For daylight, twilight, starlight.
Well, we'll soon know who's going to earn the most money tonight and get a chance at the $3,000 question. George, who's our last couple?
They've been waiting off stage, Groucho, so of course they don't know the secret word, which is hat. Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a bachelor and an old maid, and here they come, Miss Etta Rue and Mr. Harry Beeler. Meet Groucho Marx.
either of you say the secret word, I'll give you $250 instantly. It's a common word that covers a lot of subjects. Miss Rue, what do you think it is? What do you think it is, Mr. Beeler?
The world, it covers a lot of subjects.
Yes, it certainly does, but that's not the right word. However, keep thinking about it. Maybe you'll say it. Now, Miss Rue, where are you from?
Minneapolis, Minnesota. Wait just a minute. Will you ask me that?
What's the matter? You don't know where you're from?
Yes, but you said
All right.
something about
Tell me,
something that covers everything.
Oh. All right. Miss Rue, where are you from?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
That's the same place she was from last time. I thought maybe she was born in the Twin Cities.
Well, I meant that first question that I didn't have a chance to answer. You said you'd let me think.
Oh, well, you can have a reasonable length of time. Say 3 days, huh?
No. You said cover everything.
All right. Take it. What is it?
Well,
Come on now.
maybe a hat.
Well, she said it, Groucho. She said the secret word.
Oh, say, you said the secret word. It was hat, and you said it. So you win $250 in cash from Elgin American Compact.
Oh, thank you.
We are getting slaughtered here tonight. Now, what are you going to do with the $250?
Well, one thing, the first thing I'll do is to buy a new stove.
The new stove, huh?
Yes, because I have a friend that's been ill for 5 years.
You want to sit him on it?
No, she's an old maid, too, and she loves my homemade bread. But my stove is all worn out. I've had it for a good number of years, and it was secondhand when I bought it. And now if I get a new stove, I can bake her some nice homemade bread. That's one thing. And then I want to give some...
Suppose you give us the rest of the menu later, huh?
All right.
Now tell me, Miss Rue, where were you born?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Well, she's going to stick to that story. I can't shake her at all. And, Miss...
Oh, you mean where was I born?
Don't say up in the front room.
I was born at home because at that time we didn't have hospitals.
Oh, that's right. She was born at home because her mother was there at the time. Now, Mr. Beeler. Mr. Beeler. I sound like Charles Lawton here, don't I? Mr. Beeler. Where are you from?
Philadelphia, PA.
Philadelphia, PA, huh?
Pennsylvania.
You sure you're not from Minneapolis,
Oh,
huh?
no.
You haven't got a hot stove for an old maid, huh? Well, anyhow, you two have something in common. You're not from the same place.
Miss Rue, Elgin American would like to help you celebrate your next birthday with this beautiful Elgin American engraved silver dresser set.
Oh, thank you very, very much.
Certainly welcome. And for Mr. Beeler, we have this handsome Elgin American sterling silver cigarette case.
Etta, dear, how is it you never got married?
Well, in my younger days,
You were in Minneapolis, I know that. Now, look, let's get out of Minneapolis for a while. Now, Etta, has anybody ever proposed to you?
Oh, yes, quite a number of times, and especially when I was younger. But of late, I've had two.
Two, huh?
Yes.
Well, where did these happen? Huh?
Right here in Los Angeles. I have two on the string now.
Have you got the string with you? Now, Etta.
Yes?
Etta, dear, do you prefer the romantic type or the solid businessman type?
Well, I'd like a businessman with, about half romance, anyway, and half business.
I guess the best thing for me to do is to do is just to keep my mouth shut tonight. Well, you're the last couple, and you've got to run your $20 into more than our other two couples. I'm sorry I can't tell you how much you got to beat, but George Fenneman is off stage to remind our listeners.
The bus driver and the woman driver are high so far with $50.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected questions on the old parlor game, bird, beast, or fish. I'll ask you questions, and you tell me which of the three it is. Your first question pays even money. Bet 10, make 20. Mr. Beeler, how much of your $20 will it be? Bet 10, make 10. Pardon me. How much of your $20 will it be? The first one is even money. $10. All right. What is a condor? C-O-N-D-O-R. Bird, beast, or fish? Bird is right. A large bird, like a vulture.
Groucho, they now have $30.
Your second question also pays even money. Mr. Beeler, how much of your $30 are you going to bet?
15.
How much? 15? All right, here it is. What is a pike? Bird, beast, or fish?
Fish.
Fish, a large fish with tiny fins.
Now they have $45,
You know,
Groucho.
$45. Your third question pays 2 to 1. Bet 10, make 20. Etta, Miss Rue, how much will it be?
What do you think?
You got $45. How much do you want to bet? Decide between you.
15?
15, huh? 15. All right, here it is. What is a vicuna? Is it a bird, beast, or fish? Spelled V-I-C-U-N-A. Vicuña, it's pronounced. It's V-I-C-U-N-A. Also pronounced vicuna because I used to have a coat that way until I hocked it. What is it, a bird, a beast, or a fish?
Oh, didn't get that. Bird.
No, I'm sorry, it's a beast. It's like a deer, and it's found in South America. How much have they got?
They lost 15 that time. They have $30, Groucho.
All right, you got $30. Your last question pays 3 to 1. Bet 10, make 30. It's your last chance to beat the other couples. Mr. Beeler, what do you say? How much you going to bet? How much of your $30? 15. What is a bittern? B-I-T-T-E-R-N. Is it a bird, beast, or fish? Bird, beast, or fish? Take a guess. Bird is right. It's like a crane or a heron. How much have they got, George?
They wind up with a grand total of $75, Groucho. That makes them the big winner for tonight. The Bachelor and the Old Maid was $75.
All right, congratulations to our winning couple, and thanks to all of you. In just 30 seconds, I'll ask the $3,000 question. But first, George Fenneman has a suggestion for the ladies.
Well, 1948 is 2 weeks old. If you didn't start the new year right with a new Elgin American Compact, or the 3 every woman needs, get yours tomorrow. There's a world of difference in the smart effect exquisite Elgin American Compacts have on you and your public every time you check up on makeup. So do yourself proud with the favorites of fashion, glamorous new Elgin American Compacts. For daylight, twilight, starlight. And here's the winning couple. Bachelor Harry Beeler, Old Maid Etta Rule, who ran their $20 into $75. So let's have that $3,000 question, Groucho.
All right, good luck. If you answer it correctly, you win $3,000 in cash from Elgin American Compacts. I'll give you 10 seconds to decide the answer between you. No help in the audience, please. If you reveal the answer, we just have to ask another question. Just one answer between you now, so talk it over thoroughly. Here it is. Just 100 years ago this month, gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill. The discovery turned the tide of empire westward to California. Can you tell me the name of the man who found that gold back in 1848?
That might be.
I think Sutter.
I'm sorry. The correct answer is James Marshall, who found gold in the mill race at Sutter's Mill, California. So that means the big question next week will be worth $3,500. You've been a wonderful team, and in addition to your gifts from Elgin American, you earn $75 plus the $250, and it's all yours thanks to both of you, and better luck next time. Good night, folks. Have you looked at your compact lately?
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed in Hollywood, directed by Bob Dwan, with music by Stanley Myers. Remember, next week week's big question pays $3,500. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night and every Wednesday this time for You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx. Presented by the creators of America's most beautiful compacts, smartest cigarette cases, and finest dresser sets, Elgin American. Have you looked at your compact lately?
And I'm back. Groucho never knew who he was going to encounter when Fetterman introduced them. What a gem for Groucho when Etta from Minneapolis, Minnesota opened her mouth for the first time. I really would love to have seen Groucho's facial expressions during that exchange. Elgin American was You Bet Your Life's first sponsor and lasted for 3 years. Its president was Alan Gelman, who emigrated from Hungary to the U.S. in 1930 at the age of 24. Gelman partnered with Joseph Weiss, who owned Illinois Watch Case Company in Elgin and manufactured compacts and cigarette lighters. That's going to do it for our program. You can find I Love Old Time Radio on iTunes, the Google Play Store, and on Stitcher. You can listen to us on your Alexa device through TuneIn. Please take the time to rate us and leave a comment as well. Like us on Facebook at I Love Old Time Radio. Follow us on Twitter at I Love OT Radio. Comments and questions can be directed to our website at iloveoldtimeradio.com. If you'd like to help support this show, you can do so at iloveoldtimeradio.com/support. We will return Monday for another episode of The Shadow. And listen in next Friday for more You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx. For iloveoldtimeradio.com, this is Virtual Vinny.